You know what's great? Music. You know what sucks? When people make their music taste their entire personality. And not only do they make it their personality, they have some weird elitist attitude because they listen to music genres no one's heard before. The next time a hipster asks me if I listen to post-funk, neo-rap, grungecore, I'ma actually go insane.
It was a Jewish...
The number of people listening to music in 2024 is higher than it's ever been before, which is great. With the help of social media, artists today can gain popularity by bending genres and creating sounds no one's heard before, and 10 years ago, that would be impossible. I think there's so much creativity and accessibility in music these days that no matter who you are, you can find an artist or genre that caters towards your personal taste. And while ultimately I think this is great, I think it also leads to the nerdization of music. For example, you know what I never understood? When people got mad when a song they liked got popular on TikTok, shouldn't you be happy that more exposure is going towards this piece of art that you enjoy? If a white girl from Utah makes a TikTok using Money Trees by Kendrick Lamar, and then out of curiosity listens to the rest of Good Kid Mad City, that's a beautiful way to expose someone to a completely different culture. But due to the nerdization of music, internet kids will have a problem if someone else is enjoying a piece of music that they also like, but in a different way. Like, unless you're sitting alone in your bedroom reading the genius annotations about what the lyrics mean, you're doing it wrong. What's your problem with people dancing and making videos with a song you also like? And I think the biggest catalyst to this trend has got to be the internet's busiest music nerd, Anthony Fantano.
Then we get my niggas putting belt to ass pull up with the switches. The same Jimmy Butler, but the Heat got extensions.
Now, ultimately, I think Fantano has done a lot of good for music because he's given exposure to a lot of artists that deserve it and has exposed a lot of people to genres they probably wouldn't have listened to otherwise. But I think the way that he judges music is the wrong way to look at it and has led to a lot of elitism within his fan base. I don't get how you can judge music that's clearly meant to be played in a social atmosphere on the same metrics as music that's clearly meant to be listened to alone. Like, imagining Anthony Fantano listening to Dirty Sprite 2 alone in his bedroom with his headphones on taking notes is hilarious. Like, that would be the same as someone putting To Pimp a Butterfly on at a party. It just doesn't make sense. So the fact that he listens to both of these albums in an environment that clearly favors one of them, I believe is a flawed system. And now that he's the most influential music reviewer in the world, he has millions of fans that are doing the exact same thing. Like, no wonder all of you think Party Next Door sucks because his music is meant to be played when there's women around. And yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. Okay, that was uncalled for and a little mean, I'll admit it. But the fact that you would so passionately judge someone else based on what music they listen to is weird and kind of hilarious. Like, if someone doesn't know what Death Grips is, it does not make you superior to them in any way, shape, or form. And I think these days terms like coworker music and NPC music are only exacerbating this problem. In internet music circles, there has been a war waged on popular, safe, and forgettable songs. Usually these songs explore themes that are easily accessible to the average person and follow a basic chord progression that melts seamlessly into the background of any social gathering. Artists like Marshmello, modern-day Maroon 5, Ed Sheeran, Oliver Tree, and Dua Lipa frequently fall into this category. There's something very corporate about their music, and it's clear that they're meant to appeal to as many people as possible. And while I'll admit I think most of this music sucks, I would never judge anyone else for listening to any of these artists. To some people, the most exposure they get to music is whatever's playing at social gatherings or on the radio. They don't listen to music or even care about it, so they just want to listen to something that blends easily into the background of whatever they're doing. So why would you look down on these people for not knowing what OK Computer or Mad Villainy is? You probably don't know what the touch of a woman feels like. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm being a hypocrite right now, but it's too easy. I think the obsession with music taste has coincided with the rise of celebrity and media worship in Western society. It used to be that you'd listen to music in the car or around friends or whenever you had a quiet moment alone to yourself. But these days, people will have their AirPods in for 12 hours out of the day. I mean, it's literally become the soundtrack to their life. Because of this, they've essentially attached their identity to this music because it's become a part of who they are. And because people feel naturally superior based on their identity, these people feel superior based based on the music they've attached to who they are. It's why all Frank Ocean superfans think they're all the lonely, tragic protagonist, and why all Beyonce superfans think they're all girl boss queens, and why all Playboi Carti superfans are gay as fuck. To some people, it's not enough to simply enjoy an artist. It's become an obsession, bordering on a religion. Basically, it's become increasingly difficult to differentiate yourself as a person in this world, so many people have resorted to simply attaching their identity to their favorite musical artist. It's why music social media has devolved into a bunch of nerds clamoring about which of their messiahs makes better sounds. And hilariously, none of them can see how lame they actually sound. You know the subscribe button's supposed to light up whenever I say it. Also follow me on Instagram. So far in this video, I've been going super hard into the hipster internet nerd type music superfans, but I think that people attaching themselves to their favorite music or musical artist has bled into normie internet culture, and nowhere was this more clear than the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef. I genuinely lost brain cells watching two grown men try to win a beef by me tooing the other person, and watching millions of people passionately taking sides on the beef like it was a civil war was insane to me. I don't know what about either of these guys warranted the cultural frenzy that ensued during this beef. Like, yeah, they're both the most popular rappers in the world and make very good music, but if they don't like each other, why does anyone care? Two grown men publicly have a disagreement. Time to hop on the front lines and go to war. I think the toxic attitude towards music these days is a combination of music culture mixing with social media culture. On social media, everyone wants to be a special little snowflake that's different from everyone else, but then they take personal offense to anyone disagreeing in the slightest to their life philosophy. These days, that's how a lot of people view their music taste. They want to feel special and unique based on what they listen to, but if anyone criticizes their music taste even in the slightest, then they take it as a personal attack on their identity. But I will say there are also some great things coming out of modern day music culture. Like, whatever the Playboi Carti subreddit has become is just hilarious. The fact that a bunch of music deprived Carti fans have turned their subreddit into one of the most hilarious spectacles on the internet is nothing short of hilarious. Truthfully, I think this is the best way to blend internet culture with music culture. Bring a lighthearted meme energy when discussing an artist, and it'll breed a far healthier atmosphere when discussing music. I think society becoming more culturally aware when it comes to music and people listening to genres they wouldn't otherwise before is pretty dope. Music is a great way for us to expand our horizons and learn about different cultures, but it goes from beautiful to lame to ugly when people have this hyper obsession and possessiveness over their favorite music or musical artist. It gets even worse when people have a sense of elitism because they listen to some fringe niche genre that nobody's ever heard of. Ultimately, we should all just allow one another to listen to whatever we want without any judgment, because at the end of the day, musical artists won't get mad if more people are listening to their music, and you as a human shouldn't obsess over someone else's work to the point where it becomes a defining characteristic to you as a person. Music is a great medium of artwork that is meant to enhance your life as a consumer. It is not meant to become your life. So enjoy it responsibly. If you like this video, please like it up, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. I'm interested to see what you have to say. Also, like I said, follow me on Instagram. I'm posting there once we hit 10K subs.